Good morning. Good morning. Let's see. Sure, I close that other page so we don't have no noise. Is the right one open? Okay. Let me know if you hear me. I'm going to share this on my personal page as well before we get started. Good morning, everybody. Please join me and talk about some stuff. Let me share it. Hi, Jolisa. Good morning. Say hi. Let me know you're there. Okay, almost ready. Let me do this. Post it and share it on my personal page and make sure we're good to go. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining. Hopefully some of you will get on and join me live. I'm trying to do 8 days of sexy local politics on my Facebook page. So I can share little excerpts and little parts of my book with you and to just rev up for that day, which is next Wednesday, is when the book will officially launch on Amazon. So I'm excited and I'm ready to make it live and ready to get my copies of the books that everybody has already pre-ordered and get those copies, sign them and send them off to the people that ordered. So I just want to thank everybody who's ordered already. I've had several orders and I'm excited from across the country. So it's really exciting. And I haven't even really advertised too much other than on social media. So once it launches on next week, then I'll be even doing more marketing and press releases and different things to get to the word out about the book. It's so important to me. And this is why I named this series, this 8 days of sexy local politics, is because I want to bring the sexy, I want to make local politics sexy. I want it to be interesting and fun and something that people want to know about because people are usually only care about what Donald Trump is about to say today on a tweet. And what we need to worry about is what's going on locally. Don't you want to know what the mayor is doing, what the city council members are doing, and school board? I'm telling you, there's some drama here in local school boards, and a few people can attest to that. That are on my Facebook. There's some drama going on here in school boards that we need to know about, because you might live in that school district that the drama is going on in the school board. It's almost as controversial as the whole Trump stuff going on. So you need to be engaged. And this is exactly why I wrote the book. So here's my book. You guys want to see Black, Brown, and Political. Get informed, get empowered, and change the game. So it's not like a complicated book. It's a simple book. It's short, and I wrote it because about 2-3 years ago, I can't remember, I did a workshop called Sit at the Table or Be on the Menu. And that workshop was a success. You know, I had about 25 people there. I had different people on the panel, commissioners, elected officials, to talk about their roles in government. And I think about 5 to 6 people out of that 25 people applied and joined boards and commissions or got excited about running for political office. I've also mentored a few people that have decided to run for political office, and they, turned from being people like not involved in the community or politics or anything, but after working with them and after them kind of mentoring them, they've decided to run. So I've had this experience of working with communities and working individuals to do this. And I said, you know what, I'm going to put this all in a book. So it's like my workshop in a book. So in my chapters, I talk about like sit at the table. That was the name of my workshop, sit at the table or be on the menu. Another chapter is running for office. So what do you need to establish before you run for office? Like a foundation, a community foundation, some credibility, right? Some influence. Do people know who you are? What have you done in your community? Have you sat on any boards? Are you in the neighborhood association? Have you gotten involved? People want to know that before you decide to run for office. You can't just come out of nowhere and just jump in a race. Although people have done that in the past, you can't, you're more than likely not going to win if you come out of nowhere, nobody knows who you are, and you just want to run for office. So it's very important to build a foundation before you even consider running. People, you should have some type of background in community work or commissions, boards, something before you decide, or business before you decide to go and run. And another chapter talks about why they don't want us to get involved. So, you know, this is an important chapter because it's really, you know, why don't we know these things? Why don't communities of color know these things? How come, why do we have to continue to stress the importance of this? And it's like constantly, I think we all know, but we're just like, don't want to know, don't want to know, don't want to know. Okay, well, why are we complaining? Why are we constantly complaining about what's not working out for us? What policies? Oh, I hate my kid's school because they do A, B, C, and that damn principal needs to get it together. What they really don't know is that the principal doesn't really make these policies, it's the board. So have you been to a school board meeting lately, right? So, you know, all these things we complain about, what are we doing about it to fix it, okay? So in that chapter, talk about the system was never set up for us to be involved. So we have to force our way in. And it's so important for us to force our way in. They don't want us there. They're not going to open the doors wide open and say, come on, come sit on this board or come run for office. So then the whole city council or the whole elected board looks like the people they're serving. And that's so important. That is so important for them to make decisions that are affecting the kids that look like them or come from their area. So we have to be able to understand how that works, so then we can join those boards, commissions, run for city council, run for mayor, run for state assembly, and it goes up on and on and on and on, okay? So another chapter is easy to understand local government structure. So a lot of people don't understand who their mayor, they don't even know the mayor's name. Like, ask yourself the question, if you live in another city other than San Jose, and if you're a non-political friend of mine on here, do you know who the mayor is? Do you know who your city council member is in your area? Do you have any clue on the decisions they're making on your behalf? Because you know, every Tuesday at City Hall, they're making decisions for you. Did you even know that? Probably not. Most of you that are not involved, you don't know that. Every Tuesday, city council meetings, they're making decisions that affect your community and affect your life in your area, okay? Every area that is a district. Okay, and every city council member is elected in that area, and they make decisions that affect you every day. Your streets, street lights, the homeless issue, the housing issue, everything that affects your everyday life, they're making these decisions for you. So do you know who they are? Do you know what kind of person they are? Do you know if they even care about your community? You don't know that. So this is why I wrote this book. That's one of the reasons why I wrote this book. The change starts with you. So a part of this chapter is call to action. Asking people, this is how you can get active, and giving you ideas on how to get active. And you don't have to be overwhelmed by it. A lot of people get overwhelmed by politics and they're like, politics is not my thing. It's too complicated. And this is why exactly the way I wrote the book is non-complicated. It's very simple. And I especially wrote it with young people in mind, where young people won't get bored. They read it in a couple of hours and be able to know exactly what they need to do now or in the future to get involved locally and know how to take action themselves. Another chapter I talk about is why it always comes back to policy. Okay, why it always comes back to policy, because we want to fix things. We want to go feed the homeless. We want to go, teach a class on something and whatnot, but these are all band-aids, right? So let's figure out policies. Let's get down to the policy and figure out how we can change the policy in order to fix that problem. But in order for us to do that, we have to advocate, and we have to, be activists, and we have to get behind movements in order to make change. And in these 8 days, I'm going to give you stories on how things have changed because policy was changed. So stay tuned. In the next 8 days, we'll be talking about that. I also talk about women running for office and why it's important, and giving resources of organizations that help women run for office. One organization that I've graduated from is called Emerge California. And Emerge is an excellent program for women that want to run for office. And I recommend it to any woman that is interested in running. You always can tell an Emerge graduate that is running. You can always tell. They just got it together. They're sharp. So, you know, I definitely recommend that program. And then a call to action. So how many chapters do I have? I have 8 chapters. So 8 chapters of this book. The chapters are short. It's an easy read. It's something that you can give to a high schooler, a teenager. Like I said, I just had a school in Georgia order 30 books for a class. And I think it's awesome. And we're trying to work out me coming on there live to talk about my book on video, and to share some stories, and to talk to the students about it. And that's what I want to do. If you have a classroom of young, I think even middle schoolers could read this book, and I could talk to them about it. And I'm actually in discussions with a school out here to do that, to do a reading with the parents and the teachers. I mean, parents, teachers, and the students. But just grateful for doing this and having the time. This is what it's about. It's about me getting this word out, not only to this area in San Jose, but across the country. I want people to understand why we need to get involved locally, and why it's so important, and why we need to focus more on that than focus on what the hell Donald Trump is doing, because I really don't care about what he's doing. I'm caring about what's going on locally. Right? That's what I care about. And we need to start caring about it. And it can't just be a handful. There's only a handful of people that really care and are getting burnt out and doing a lot of the work. So we need more hands on the ground. We need more people doing the things that we need, the advocacy, stepping up to the plate, speaking at city council meetings, coming to rallies, holding elected officials accountable, meeting with the elected officials and asking them, what are you going to do about this? And ensuring you're putting the pressure on these elected officials that work for us. But you don't know how to do that unless you're taught. And that's what I'm here to do. All right, everybody. Well, everybody, you guys have a great day, a great Wednesday. And I'll be back here live tomorrow at 8 a.m. Sorry, I was a little bit late today, but I'll be back on here 8 a.m. tomorrow to talk about some stories of my first chapter, which is Sit at the Table or Be on the Menu. So I'm going to teach you ways on how to sit at the table and different options, and tell you stories about people who learned that they could sit at the table, went and applied for some boards and commissions, got appointed, and the work that they're doing right now as appointed commissioners. I have one friend who hopefully she joins on here live soon, but she went to Los Banos to sit on the Parks and Recs Commission, and she got a skate park built in a community. And that's because she came to my workshop, Sit at the Table or Be on the Menu. So things have happened because of that. You see how things can move into action when you figure out you have the power, that we have the power to make change. She probably never thought that I could go sit on a commission and then encourage and push something through, funding through, to get a skate park built in her neighborhood. So it's you know, these things can happen, and it's not untouchable, and you know, it's realistic, and we can do it. All right, everybody, thank you so much. I'm going to get this whole video thing down because I have to use a program then to get on live through Facebook. It's not just clicking live on my Facebook, so it's my Zoom program. So it takes me a little minute to log off. But you guys have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.